What started me writing children's books was probably the large stack of Giles cartoons. Giles was a cartoon strip in a newspaper when I was in the 70s and 80s. Well, we had stacks and stacks of them in the loo, and I think that was what first got me into illustrations and books, and that was one of my early influences. The outstanding thing is the exploring all the different characters. So in my books, we tend to have fun in drawing thousands of characters that, of course, in the actual book, in the print book, you can't actually kind of explore them. But the great thing about me books is the fact that you can touch all these characters and they all have a voice, and and they're little stories that kind of evolve all the way through the me books, such as one of the cows always having his fingers up his nose, and so that's one of the great charming things about me books is all the other characters you can explore. Well, I think being a child of the 70s and 80s, I think that there are a lot of people that would say that would probably say Danny Champion of the World. I just think that's probably very popular, and I should think Stick of the Dump. They were kind of the Harry Potters of our time. So yes, of course those, but also things like Never Ending Story. They're written in two different coloured inks in the hardback copy, which was great. So one was about the child reading the book, and the other ink was actually the story he was reading. So really good book. Go and find it. Possibly a little quiet, a little bit bookish, probably quite creative, imaginative, maybe a bit strange. There's 10 words probably. I think books have a magical way of opening children's minds up and to almost growing their kind of brain muscle, as it were, their powers of imagination. I loved nothing more as a child, than getting completely lost in a book and kind of being transported to a different world. And I often think that in TV and in games, everything is handed to the child in a book. They don't need to think. But with books, children have to imagine the pictures in front of them, the world that's being created. So I think that the child has to work for it, and it's a much richer experience as a result.